Hello everybody, welcome back to the Battle Lounge, the home of ClickyWalls, and in this video we're going to be looking at the rough roofs. The rough roofs are essentially a shingled roof. The shingles are nice, big and chunky, and also the difference with these roofs is they have some coping stones on the top which just finish it off nicely. There's a couple of versions. There's the one with the brick wall and there's the timber ones as well, which have the wattle and daub plaster on there. There has been a couple of updates since they were released. So what we found is when the wall section goes in, it was just hitting a little bit on these parts here. So they've now got a little bit of a recess there. The reason that happened is because these walls are they're lower than the original walls. So again, if you're putting them on a building, they're sitting below the height of the wall, whereas the other roofs, they sit just ever so slightly above, which was then interfering when you're putting another roof on the walls, say that way round, just interfering a little bit on there. It was hitting on this ridge. So that's why they've been lowered. The rough roofs is a really good addition. You know, if you're struggling with the roofs, the rough roofs are going to be well worth the purchase. They're not very expensive, just for a few quid. Cost of a cup of coffee, you get all these different roofs. Obviously at the moment they are the slatted or the shingled roofs, but I'll probably be adding more over time. Not necessarily different types of slate, but different styles of roof. For example, in the pipeline we've got the little dormers, which are like the little bits of roofs that come out with a window in. That'll be added at some point. And it's just add a major update actually, because with these fixed ones, we got a request from somebody to have these separate so they can be printed different colours. So you could print brick one colour and the slates a different colour, which is what we've done. So that's the standard C roof. This one is the C roof middle section, and this works when you've got multiple roofs. So if you've got a standard roof one side, you have a standard roof the other side, and this fits perfectly in between. Or if you've got a standard roof one side, you can have this at the end. It's a little bit shorter than two roofs put together. So to make the side up, we'd have one of these end ones. This is one of the standard ones. As you see, it's got the small tiles and it hasn't got the capping stones on the top. But essentially that then clicks on. Oh, you can see the height difference as well there. So that would click on, if I put it the right way around, it would clip onto that essentially, and then you've got two full-size roofs fitting on a building that's 2 blocks wide, or 2 sections wide. But what we've done with this system now, this is only in the rough roofs bundle, but we've got a little wall section, or we've got the beam section, or the timber section as we call it. Then you print out the tiles separately, and we've got a couple of little noggins on there that just line it up nicely so it goes like that. And there's more of an overhang on the back bit, and then that just clips in. It sort of stays in place okay. It's a little bit loose. Once it's printed out like this, you probably just want to line it up nicely and maybe put a bit of super glue on, because you wouldn't want to take this off, these tiles off once they're printed. And then that essentially, you just line it up, that would clip on, and then that makes your full-size roof. If you're doing it in printed colours, make sure you print the same colour grey. So that's that. But also, if we just take this section back off, this is a universal section, so it's got that bit on the back which allows it to clip in. But you've also got the tile section, so you can print that out grey. It's exactly the same size as the full one, and you don't need to print out different for the middle one because it's not got any ends on it anyway, so you can just print that grey. But this one, you can just print your walls off, print a couple of those off, and again they just fit in like that, and then you just print another one off that goes in the other end. So now, to minimise your painting, or if you want to just print them and not paint them, you can. Or if you're painting, you might want to print this red colour and just grout in between the bricks, or paint your beams black, or print it black and then just dry brush some red bricks on there, or creamy coloured bricks. And there you go. It's a much more versatile roof. Works really well. So this part is actually universal, which is better in a way, because you could print that off if you wanted to use it there. You could, if you wanted, take it off and then just have it on, use it on that one if you're using it on an end. But me personally, I would rather just print off a couple of extra ones and then just, you know, glue them in place. This one, I'd fix it in there, make sure it's all lined up nicely, and then I'd just pop a little bit of glue on it. Most of what I do is designed so that it doesn't need any glue, and in that sort of situation, you know, this is still available where you just print it off in one go and then you don't have any glue in at all, if that's the way you want to go. I'm trying to make it so that it suits everybody's needs. So there's just certain variations depending on the style you want. If you're not bothered about printing different coloured sections, then you could literally just print out the full roof, which is, obviously it takes a bit longer to print that out, but in the long run it doesn't take longer because you're not printing as much, because it's just one piece. You can just put it on there, print it and forget about it until it's done. That's almost it. There is one little thing that I never told anybody before, but this section here, because they got the connector, which is just essentially a connector set in it, it just sticks out the other side. So this bit, if you print out one of the little signs, come in the town centre bundle, there's a few different sorts in there. You can literally just clip that on to there as well if you wanted a sign, or clip anything on there. You could put the crane on there. There we go. So that's the update. If you subscribe to this channel, any updates that we do for the ClickyWall system, we will obviously be putting it on this channel. So if you subscribe, you'll get notifications every time we do an update. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.